Yo, this is Steve Bloom, and you're watching Moana Nui Podcast. We'll be starting soon. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Veronica Taylor, and from myself and Ash Ketchum, I just want to say, Moana Nui, I choose you!
Hello, people. This is Malachi Bailey. Here, the host for my show, Malachi's Corner. We have a very special guest here today, a good friend of mine that I always harass on Facebook with all the most inappropriate memes and tweets. But it's all in good love and everything. But Greg Porter, welcome.
What's up, you guys? How you guys doing out here?
So I'm glad to have you here, sir.
Appreciate you.
We've been trying to get this up for the last, I want to say longer than 6 months, right?
Yeah, it's been a little process for us, but we're here now, though, bro. We're here now.
Here
now.
What people, I guess, fail to realize is that when you're a creator, things don't move as fast as you want it to because there are other factors that are going in. And I know for me personally, sometimes it could be money related. We are still working 9-to-5 jobs. We do have lives that exist aside from writing and illustrating comic books. So they'll be all right. They'll be fine.
They get it, man. We're working a 9-to-5 for the Pilgrims, man. 9-to-5 slave ship out here, but we do what we got to do.
I mean, at least for now.
You feel me?
I know that there was the big lottery win recently, and I think it was somebody in the Midwest.
You want to hear what's crazy? It was at the gas station by my job. In Des Plaines. I swear to God, my entire department played, and we're all just like, "Wow, what the hell?" None of us won. We were just played off like $50 each that day. Yeah, we're all salty still because we still got to go into work. So,
well, I mean, there's that. So with the winner, how much did they win?
Man, after taxes, because they technically do get taxed, it was like $400 million or something like that. But that's still $400 million better than what I'm living right now. So, I couldn't trip about taxes at that point.
Exactly. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll keep plugging, doing what we do. But with that said, of course, I know who you are. We've been friends for a minute now. And, the people who are watching, I'm sure they're curious as to who Greg Porter is. So, Greg, please introduce yourself.
Oh, we're at this part of the conversation. I'm Greg Porter, guys. Going to use not use my full name here.
Yeah.
I'm with Rising Eagle Comics. I wrote Showtime. I edited a bunch of comics for Rising Eagle Comics and a couple other indie platforms. I'm 28. I'm a dad. I have an awesome 6-year-old. Her name is Madi. She's great. Yeah, that's it, guys. And I write comics, and I do this and make you guys laugh sometimes on Facebook. You know.
And you have great memes too.
That's
So,
right.
so you said that you are with Rising Eagle Comics, which is an imprint that I'm familiar with. And you are the partner to John Murphy, who is a good friend of mine. So I was always been curious. So how did that come about? How did you guys get to that point?
Oh, okay. So it was a couple years ago. We started Rising Eagle about 5 years ago, give or take.
Mhm.
Me and Murph, we went to the same high school, but we weren't we weren't in the same cliques or anything. He messages me one day on Facebook. He was like, "Hey, you're a nerd. You like comics. You want to help me write a comic book?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, let's do this shit." And this is literally how we became best friends. And that's how we got here.
I love it. I love it. He is a character.
Oh boy.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Hope you enjoy it. Because John, he was at BlurCon this year, and he was there last year. So last year was my first time actually meeting him face to face.
Yeah.
We've been Facebook friends maybe 4 years at that point, and nothing could prepare me for how interesting.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
So I'm glad that he was my first guest for Malachi's Corner, and I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you.
To represent not just Showtime, your comic book, but also Rising Eagle.
Of course.
So Greg, tell me, what made you get into comic books? Like, was that something that you always enjoyed?
Yeah.
Whoa,
we briefly talked about.
You're right.
We briefly talked about it earlier. Cartoons is pretty much the gateway, I think, for a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
So, me being a lot younger than you here, I came in right into the Spider-Man time, that 95, I was 3, 4, man. I got into just through there. And I think I saw an issue of Secret Wars. Remember that issue with the Hulk had that boulder, $150 million pound boulder, or whatever he was holding across. And that was the very first comic I ever read. So from then, and I read Rocket Raccoon after. From then I was all right, then this is pretty cool. But then I didn't really, I kind of fell off, just stuck with the cartoons until I read Infinite Crisis. I was in 5th grade, and that was amazing. And that's why I'm a DC fanboy. When we'll be ready to talk about that when you're ready.
Okay, so let's touch on Infinite Crisis. No, we're talking about the event that was in 2005.
Yep.
Okay, so I remember the build up to it because they had did Identity Crisis a year before.
Yeah.
And at the time I was reading DC on a regular basis because they're good. I loved Identity Crisis. It was well written. It was painful. It was nostalgic. And it was everything that a comic book should be.
Okay.
And I remember there was this so Identity Crisis. That's when Sue Dibney was killed.
Yes. There's that whole wild storyline there. Yeah.
And they'd find the footprints on her brain because Jean Lauren. Right?
Yep. And they erased everyone's memory. It was just a bunch of wild stuff happening in that line.
And for people who are unfamiliar with this delicious story, and you may think that I'm spoiling it, I don't care because it came out almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, about 20 years ago.
So I don't care if you're upset about it, but it was a great it was a great story.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got to Infinite Crisis, at that point, Black Adam was he was no longer a JSA member. He was already the ruler of Kondak.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman had just broken the neck of Maxwell Lord, which was phenomenal.
Spicy, man.
it's just, it was everything, especially like when she broke his neck and you notice that one eye went in the other direction. Just, to me, it was
she was not playing them games, bro. She don't keep a rogues gallery for a reason. I love the anime.
So
she don't keep a rogues gallery.
She doesn't. Like, if anything, you would probably see Cheetah.
Yeah, we exist, bro. I'm definitely a DC fanboy. We definitely exist out here. I'm a Deuce Defender today. I got you in the comments, man.
So for those who are unfamiliar, Greg and I, we are huge comic book fanatics. And for those who know me, I am a Marvel like fanboy down to the marrow of my bones. I would imagine that's the same for Greg, but with DC. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's weird because now that I've been writing for a while, I've definitely gotten more into like the indie, the Image, the Boom like studios. I've definitely gotten more into them. But yeah, man, I'd argue for DC man. I'll do it, man. I'm not gonna let you guys just make fun of my boys over here. I'm ready to defend them whenever.
So I guess I need to do like a little disclaimer, like for people who are not familiar. I love both Marvel and DC. And this is something I was telling my brother earlier. I was raised on Batman. He was probably the first, superhero that I actually saw as a kid. And then, of course, Superman, he was cool, but he was always kind of boring to me. But when I was a kid, because I'm an 80s baby. So I remember, yes, Greg, I'm old.
No, I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to say that. I just let you just ride that comment out, bro. Yeah. I just let you ride it out.
I am no spring chicken. So I remember when Batman first came out, like the 1989 movie. I remember like it was such a big deal. And I remember being a kid when Batman Returns came out, which is my favorite Batman movie even now. So I have a deep love for them. I just get frustrated with how they represent their characters. It's like you guys are more than just Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. You guys have a plethora of characters who you need to love. Now, I'm not saying that Marvel, is always on their game regarding that, but to me, it seems like Marvel could be a little more accessible.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
They have always been more about diversity, I guess. DC is starting to push it more, with media, being in the forefront. We're still waiting for a Jon Stewart movie.
Show, whatever's happening over there, dude. It's wild right now. It's wild. It's the Wild West. Warner Brothers and Discovery just merged today. Yeah. So it's the Wild West. I don't know what's happening over there. I ain't defending the movie, so I got the comics though.
I want to say I stayed with DC on a fairly consistent basis up until Flashpoint.
Okay.
And Flashpoint, I hated it.
That's fair.
I tried reading the New 52 books that came out right afterwards. There were some that were rough as hell. Green Arrow was probably one of the worst ones, I think.
Yeah, I agree completely. That shit was trash.
It was rough.
Yeah, no, it was not a good read.
It was, but Wonder Woman was good. I enjoyed the reimagining of her origin. That was cute.
It made sense.
Yeah, it made sense because it's like
made sense.
Zeus being the father. Hello, MC. I love DC too, but they definitely.
All right, Wallace West. Come on, bro. You can't be dissing DC, bro. And your name is Wallace West, bro. Like, I cannot let this shit stand, man.
What was it like going to the newsstand and hold? Ah!
Hey, seriously though, did you get it signed, bro?
I got it signed. But Jon Stewart just had an animated movie.
It was okay. I watched that movie actually. I did watch it. The Jon Stewart animated movie. It was written by John Semper, the dude who did Spider-Man the animated series. It was all right. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of like this new animated universe they're doing. The art style is kind of funky in itself, so it's kind of like my kid was watching it and she really wasn't into it. So I'm like, yeah, the art not pegging her and it wasn't pegging me, and I'm like, I'm gonna ride it out, but
so
I don't know. It was all right.
Who was the voice actor? Because
he's a newish actor too. He's I can't think of him. He's in a couple movies already, but he's a newish black actor. Like been like 2-3 movies. That's it. Really, IMDb is really still empty.
I remember when they were talking about this Jon Stewart movie. And I just, you know what it is? And I have to be honest, and I know we're kind of doing a tangent, but whatever, it's my show. So Greg, you know that I am ready for She-Hulk to come out next week.
Man, me too. I am ready. CGI and all, I am ready for that show.
I'm glad.
Oh God, my phone is shutting off, guys. I will be back.
Okay. So when Greg returns, we'll just talk about what's going on, in the comic book world. Yes, Aldous Hodge. Thank you. So when it comes to let me see, Water Brother. So is it an actual like live action movie, or is it another animated movie? Tell me, Jay. Tell me. And as he's writing back to me, Aldous Hodge is a good actor. I remember when he was an extra in a Supernatural episode, like from 2005. So we're going back quite a ways. So it's nice to see the glow up. Him being selected as Carter. Is it Carter Hall, the Hawkman? I was surprised because normally I'm not a big fan of when they change the ethnicity, of a comic book character. Yes, I'm one of those guys. But seeing him, fully powered. Oh. Okay. Because I was like, listen, I'm still kind of salty about the Batgirl announcement. Like, I was planning to watch it, and then they drop it, but I think they're still going to go ahead with the Flash movie when Ezra Miller has been a complete mess in the last couple of years. So, yeah, I'm not here for it, but yeah, that's I don't know what's going on. I don't know I don't know what's going on with Warner Brothers. They so desperately want to come at Marvel and how they market and how they promote their movies and all that good stuff. But, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot when you cancel projects, especially with Batgirl. It was already done. I think it was a $90 million movie, and you can't even, let me rephrase that. You won't even release that on HBO Max on the streaming service. So that's like a slap in the face, like to everybody who worked on that movie. Welcome back, Greg.
I'm back, man. No more DC slander. I hope I'm back. Yes.
That's why the phone shut down. So
like overheated from like all the BS. I was just gonna get ready to hear and just shut down.
It's like you know what? Greg doesn't need to hear this. So we're just talking about how Warner Brothers had the audacity to cancel the Batgirl movie that was completed, and it was $90 million to do it. Yet there has still been no official word if they're going to keep the Flash movie when Ezra Miller has been a complete mess.
Dude. So I was just talking about this earlier. One, the fact that Morbius got played twice in the theater is already a problem. It's definitely one of the worst movies I've ever watched. So one, that Batgirl got canceled before we saw a trailer, before anything. Stupid. The fact that the Flash hasn't been shut down. Stupid. It looks like they're bringing back Ben Affleck because he's doing a reshoot for Aquaman because Michael Keaton was supposed to be in there. So it looks like with the death of Batgirl, the death of Michael Keaton of being in these movies, I'm not really sure. I want to watch the Flash as a Flash fan, but Ezra Miller is such a bad person. It's just a menace to society, man.
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. Cocaine is hell of a drug.
Nah, he on some other stuff. He on some other stuff. Cocaine just don't make you just beat up people. I'm pretty sure that's not one of the effects.
Well, maybe it does. I wouldn't know from personal experience.
I don't know either, but I would just have to assume I like that cocaine pandemic, the epidemic in the 80s. There weren't a lot of fights. People were just having fun and dancing on beat or something like that. I just want to assume we're just not, it's not the same thing. Cocaine, yo, facts.
It is something. Let me see what MC said. Ben Affleck is only coming back for Aquaman because of the shift in movie schedule. Okay, Aquaman is coming out before the Flash, so it makes sense. But Ben,
So I thought, the way I understood Flashpoint was, so I read like a little spoiler on it. Basically, Michael Keaton was going to be the main Batman after that movie, and he was going to be an Aquaman. Okay. So I thought, even though Aquaman was releasing first, it was narratively after. But you're probably right. We'll see what happens with Aquaman. I'm not even, to be honest with you, the only movie I'm looking forward to from DC is Shazam 2.
Okay, so let's discuss that. And again, we will get to your book in a second, but you and I have been talking about this for weeks now. So I read recently that there was no plans or any discussion about a crossover between Black Adam and Shazam. Like,
I read that too. Dumb. I read that too. It doesn't make a lick of sense.
Like, do they not know that Black Adam is the arch nemesis of Captain Marvel / Shazam?
No, because they're trying to push Black Adam as Superman. They're trying to push that thing.
MC, I hope so. It better be awesome.
I don't know. So, have you guys seen Super Pets? I just watched that with my kid the other day.
I will not watch it.
So can I drop a spoiler on like how that movie goes a little bit?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so at the end of the movie, walk with me, guys. At the end of the movie, Crypto meets Shazam's dog. Not Shazam, Black Adam's dog, and have like a little face off at the end of the movie. That's the end credit. It looks like they're really pushing this Black Adam Superman narrative across like every medium possible right now. And for better or worse, it just is what it is,
Okay. So
like, give me Superman 2 the movie. I definitely saw someone comment that, like, for sure give me that.
Because I know based on what I've read in the past, with Black Adam fighting Superman, and even there's an animated movie from like
it was pretty decent.
Right? It's always been said that Captain Shazam is, I fucked it up. Captain Marvel. Captain Shazam.
Captain Shazam. I was going to let it ride too. I was like, I know who you're talking about.
No.
That's what happens when copyrights get into play.
Captain Shazam. He's always linked as being second to Superman because of the magic or whatever. And they say that Black Adam is second to Shazam. But it really depends on who's writing the book, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even put them near Superman caliber, to be honest with you, man. Oh. I wouldn't throw them up there like that.
But I'm going to have to say this, though. You may want to, based on 1996's Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come? I knew that was going to get brought up. Yeah. Hey, look, man. Whatever happened in that other Elseworld hyper time, hey, that's not happening now. My boy Clark, he different. Wonder Woman could talk to him, though. John Jones could talk to him. Billy could chill back, and Black Adam could go somewhere else too. It's not the Black Adam.
And I'm okay with that, but as long as you guys come together, Cabell and Navarro in the same movie.
Hey, no facts though, but I'm gonna be right with them too. You feel me? I'm definitely trying to see. Like, I'm not sold on the Black Adam movie. I read the little comic tie-ins the other day. I'm not sold on this movie, but give me Superman and Black Adam, I can rock with that narrative.
The only movie that we're all looking forward to this year is Wakanda Forever.
Dude.
I mean, Black Adam.
I'm ready.
In October. Was it October 22nd or whatever?
Something like that.
We appreciate it, but we're here for November 11th because not only are we going to attend and honor Chadwick, we're going to wear white.
Man, I saw that trailer, dude, and I watched it like a day late because I got injured.
Yeah.
So when I could see, when I got the scratch cornea, so when I could finally see a little bit, I watched the trailer. I wanted to tear up so bad. I was not expecting. I was not ready for it. I got an idea of who they're making Black Panther, and I'm super excited to see what they do. Mm-hmm. I'm super excited to see Namor and the Avatar characters he's bringing with him because those are definitely the Blue Pocahontas characters for sure from the Avatar movies. You can't tell me otherwise.
Can we make that a hashtag? The Blue Pocahontas.
Blue Pocahontas. That's all Avatar is. Anyone who asks is like, "Oh man, I love Avatar." I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's such a visually stunning movie." But guess what? I can also just watch Pocahontas because it's the same movie.
Yeah,
it's the same movie. They're just aliens. It's the same movie. So Blue Pocahontas. You guys can hashtag that for me.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Black Panther 2 for obvious reasons. I am a huge buff when it comes to, the Marvel heroes.
Oh, for
So
sure.
to see, the first mutant, actually in the MCU, to see the first Marvel character in the MCU, that
Yep.
that it's gonna be phenomenal. So I'm excited about that. Um, and whether you're a fan of Marvel or DC or
Yeah.
both, like us, it's a good time to be a comic book fan. Like, things that we were waiting for years, it's finally happening. And we're young men. You're younger than me, of course. You're younger. I'm not turning 40 next year, but whatever.
40 to the new 30, bro. You'd be good. You'd be good.
You. But I think about the fans who've been waiting since, I don't know,
Ever.
30, 40, 50 years. So
Yeah.
this is a huge accomplishment. It's a huge event for everybody. I'll give a question, Greg.
As a fan of DC, which character or property would you bring to DCU if you had a chance? Oh shit. So I want to get away from it'd probably be Mr. Miracle.
Okay, that's a good choice.
I don't know if you guys read the 2017 comic by Tom King, but it's one of the best deconstructions of it's also an inspiration for the way I'm writing this series of
Okay.
just
We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah. Mr. Miracle is probably one of read that and Tom King's when he dives in that psychological bag of a character, even his Batman run was before it fell off because that shit does fall off. But he's really good at just deconstructing the character and really just rebuilding them into a new character. And Mr. Miracle is one of my favorite characters, so I like it. I think I'd like to see him in all the New Gods come. I'd be cool with that. That's who I'd like to see.
I want to see Granny Goodness, but
that's my girl. She a menace. That's my girl, man.
But they need for her to sound like Ed Asner, and even though he passed away last year, I want a male voice for Granny Goodness.
I agree. I support that completely. I would love to see that completely.
But okay, so we'll use that as a seg for your book. Hey Ryan,
what's up, man?
Because you said that Mr. Miracle is it kind of helped mold the book that you're currently writing.
Yeah.
So for those who are unfamiliar, Greg is the writer of his own book, which is called Showtime. Now, from what I've read, I got 3 different characters that might have been an influence. So let me know.
Yeah, let's hear it. I want to see who you saw.
So, and this is a slight spoiler for some people.
Mm-hmm.
The character breaks the 4th wall, and I instantly thought about Deadpool,
mm-hmm.
and I thought about She-Hulk because she made it popular in the early 90s.
She did first, at least as far as I know.
Yeah, because I'm older, so I actually had this. Yeah, She-Hulk forever. So I got Deadpool, I got She-Hulk in that vein. Spider-Man, with the parkour. I don't know if I'm saying it right because I'm old.
Yeah, that's it.
So you had that vibe going on, and I actually got Dragon Ball Z.
I like that. I do. That's well.
So I need to explain so.
So I guess the obviously Spider-Man. Anyone who knows me, yes. I know I'm a DC fanboy, but Spider-Man, I got this man tatted. Spider-Man's my absolute. That is the GOAT. That is the GOAT for me. Nightwing actually was a big in terms of just movement and just flow in comics. I want this comic to flow in just motion. I want it to be just you can see it per page. It definitely has a lot of anime in there, a lot of anime references. I throw them in there all the time. And it's Invincible inspired. And this is before Invincible blew up. When I was reading it when it was coming out weekly. Mm-hmm. I loved how real it was. It was okay, I'm a hero, but these are these consequences. Oh, I'm a hero, but this is still my life. I still have to have this girlfriend. I still have to speak with my parents. I still have to go through puberty legitimately, not skip through it. A lot of comics do. I have to experience these things. This is, Invincible becomes dang, I don't even want to spoil it. But if anyone's just watching the show, I don't really want to spoil it. But he becomes a lot of things that that become me as a person. I really wanted to just put on paper.
Okay.
So yeah, those would be the 3, and a lot of anime just in there. I love it.
So I was telling my brother earlier that I really like the design for Leo's character.
Thank you.
And I like the white bodysuit. You know, I like the detail that's on it. So who is he? I mean, like, tell me, like, I mean, I need.
Yeah. So Leonardo Porter. I definitely use my last name, LP, as a 19-year-old Afro-Latino. The issue starts off with them like in the summer, like right before like college. You know, some of them going to the army. You know, just, like that transitional period right out of high school. So that's kind of like the beginning of the book. He's a tracer. He's a guy who does parkour. So I used to do parkour when I was young. And I can't do that shit anymore. But when I was younger, I was definitely out there flipping with the rest of the guys. So I just incorporated a lot of me elements into Leo, but I also incorporated who I wanted to be at 19. I wasn't like, no, like Leo has some swag. He got some juice, He's really smooth. He's funny. He's smart. He's an ass. Like I had a lot of those other traits, but like a lot of the wisdom I wish I had like 19, make better decisions at 19, so I just imparted knowledge of myself that I have at 29, I'll be 29 next month, into 19-year-old Leo, who just a big stretch of me. Mm-hmm. So I kind of get to rewrite history a little bit, writing this comic, and just really deconstruct, decisions and stuff like that. Really, Leo's he's your 19-year-old teenager. I don't want to call him an adult yet. I wasn't an adult at 19. Teenager.
Even if you look back to who we were 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's insane.
Right? Like
it's insane.
It's amazing how how the mind, how the soul has, as the body grows, as it should. You have to mature. You have to make better decisions. And of course it's easier said than done, but when you look back at who you were, you should appreciate where you are now type thing.
Yeah, 100% agree.
I totally get that. So my question for you next is, are we ever going to see a crossover between Showtime and Sergeant Soul?
Oh man. Hey Murph, are you still in the chat, bro? Should I let them know what's up, bro?
Because you guys released an image a few days ago with the characters, doing like the it's not a mug shot. It's what is the roll? It's
a Cowboy Bebop inspired shot.
I really love that shot. The artwork was clean. I like the idea, and it got the gears turning in my head. Like, hey, what are they doing? Because I'm gonna be nosy. And if you don't answer my question, then I would have hit up John like, hey, so
I'll answer. I didn't see. So we'll see Sergeant Soul in Showtime issue 4.
Nice. Okay.
Anyone who's read like the web novels, I released it on web novel, like all the scripts up until like 10 on there. Yeah, we have a big crossover. I get the writer version of Sergeant Soul. Murph didn't get a chance to touch yet, so I'm excited for you guys to see a version of Sergeant Soul that ain't so soulful, So I look forward to getting that out to you guys sooner than later. We'll see how the funds work.
I don't know if you guys hear it, but it's like thunder. So I think the timing is great because
he said, "Shh."
It's too late, John.
It's already done, bro. Shout out to Bebop for sure, dude.
John, you should have definitely answered.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great shot. And you know what?
Where are you most excited to take Showtime as a character? Man, now we're just gonna get into like some spoiler stuff, man.
Well, I mean, just try your best to
lie. I'm really excited to really outside of just I methodically like write characters, like as funny as they come across. Like I definitely there's lessons to be taught. There's a lot of like foreshadowing. So I guess I'm excited to see what happens in the very first issue transpire later in full. Now you guys get the full context of this damaged Crescent City. Why is full names? Why is a certain someone dressed like a certain someone else? They answer those questions. What I'm looking forward to, talking about and showing you guys, and also just showing you guys a ride, man. Just a ride to be a person, And I just want to show you guys that too. Like, no one's perfect, so I just want to show that too.
All right, so now I'm just being greedy, and so we know that Showtime is going to meet up with Sergeant Soul in issue number 4. Now, what about Connie and Legacy? Like, is that something?
I can't further spoil this, man. I can't further say. Can't say they will or don't.
I'm doing too much.
But I will say this: if you are curious, I do. I have Malachi drop the web novel link to the scripts, and you can just go ahead and read ahead. Past the printed, and see what you find. It's some cool stuff happening. We got some cool things going. So that's all I can really say.
I love hearing this. I love speaking to fellow creators, especially those I consider friends as well.
Thank you.
Because, of course, again, we love the big two, but it is something about having your own shit. It's something about having your own characters that you can plot out their own destinies, their own fates. That is so fulfilling. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's a little scary sometimes, and people they can appreciate the level of world building that you put into it.
It's very underrated. World building is very underrated. I think
it really
people don't realize how much work you got to put into it. Like, it's not just a single character.
No, it's so much.
So much.
Again, with the big two, like they did their world building 70 years ago type thing. So we were
for real.
Fully immersed. Our parents were fully immersed. Their grandparents were fully immersed, in that world. So for us, we were already insulated from it. But being creators, we're able to create something that's different. I think it's so cool to me. I love hearing about different thought processes.
Yeah. I think people like new stuff, man. I really think we just like new things, That's why we get distracted by the newest, album that just dropped. Beyonce's album is really good, by the way, guys. We get distracted by the newest things. So I want to drop the newest thing that's a long distraction, I want you to be distracted by these projects that Rise and Eagle that we do for a long time. And honestly, the same with you guys over there at Wingless, the same thing with my boy Matt. I want to see these new things just extend for as long as possible, Give us your future project that you're looking forward to producing into print.
John, asking all these lovely questions.
Yeah, no, right, dude? I mean, there's Showtime issue 2, which I'm aiming, admittedly, to drop this year too. I'm actually trying to give you guys a 1-2 punch to end the year.
Let me know.
It'd be it probably what I'm looking forward to putting into production next year. It's called the High Times of Sasha Blue. Sasha Blue's one of the main characters in Showtime. She's his best friend. We briefly see her in the first issue, but second issue on, she's pretty much a mainstay.
Okay.
And I based her off my cousin Zenaida. She's like one of the dopest women I know. So I just kind of built it around her.
What is your cousin's name?
Zenaida.
My cousin's name is Zenaida.
That's insane, bro.
It's like that Batman or Superman moment. Martha?
Don't let me find out you're Puerto Rican too, bro.
No, not Puerto Rican, but she's happy. There you go.
But yeah, that's going to be an anthology series. It's going to be multiple stories I'm writing into that overarcs into something pretty cool. So it's going to be the High Times of Sasha Blue. So I'm just really excited to get that going.
I love the name. So I love her name, and I love the title of this upcoming book. It kind of reminds me of an album title.
No, really.
It kind of reminds me of when Beyonce did the Sasha Fierce thing.
So okay, I appreciate you. That's where I got the name from, man. Okay. I got it from Beyonce. After all, we only could take so many Joker Return to Greenland so seriously. Yeah, man, I agree completely, dude. Like I just said, we're just tired of old shit, bro. You can only rehash Joker taking over Gotham 10,000 times, dude. At that point, Bruce got to figure that out, bro. He's got to figure it out. Same thing with Peter and the Osborns, man. You got to either wave check this man or, got to figure out something. So
did you guys notice that in the current Spider-Man comic book, there's a new Green Goblin.
Thank you.
A female. And what's her name? Is it Queen Goblin or something?
It's the Goblin Queen, but dude, I didn't even read that art, dude. I was just like, I saw a little bit of spoilers for it, and I'm just so upset how they do my boy Ben Reilly, where I just dropped the title for a while. I was just like, I'm not reading this.
Well, is he bad now, or I mean,
I honestly skipped right into the John Romita Jr. and the Zeb Wells, the new dudes who are writing it. I just jumped to that. I just skipped that Beyond stuff, bro. I was just so upset. I was like,
I was thrown off by it because Miles, he no longer could use the name or something. He had a new costume, and
so he can still use the name. He just got a new costume.
Okay,
so I'm almost current with Miles. He's I'm like three issues back. But they're ending his series too. So I'm curious on what if they're gonna give him a new issue, new number 1 or whatever's happening there. But no, he can still use the name fully. But he's like over there in like Brooklyn and stuff. Now everybody's Boros. Yeah, Goblin Queen, so cliche. Yeah, dude, you guys can pick it up, man. It's the Beyond arc. That's what it's called. I wasn't feeling it, y'all. I wasn't really feeling it. And I'm a Spider-Man fan. I read through like the Dan Slott era. Like I read through that.
But hold on, what's her name? Listen, okay, hold on. So the new Goblin lady, Queen Goblin. But you know what's so funny about it? They're doing a storyline called Dark Web, and
I'm curious on that.
Yeah, I got a picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Madeline Pryor, she's going to be the villain. So you have Goblin, you have the Queen Goblin, and then he's going to deal with the Goblin Queen.
And you got Chasm, who's Ben Reilly on there now. I'm curious on that. I honestly want to I caught up for X-Men comics because of you. I caught up on all of them because of you. Like I just read X-Men Red this morning, like while working.
Okay, so we got to talk about that too.
If you could write a Showtime crossover with anyone but Spidey, who would be? So I'm gonna
1 second, John. I mean, do you want to come on the show?
I invite my family on, bro. Put them on here, bro.
Hold on, let me see if I could. Yeah.
Derp Web, you're hilarious, dude.
I mean, this man is just talking. I mean,
and then to answer Murph's question, I'm gonna go independent. I've been reading a lot of independent. Anyone who knows me, I'm a Power Rangers fan, so I would like to see Showtime Power Rangers crossover. I've been obsessed with like the Mighty Morphin comic line, so give me that crossover. Showtime definitely has a Sentai inspired suit. Man, throw them together. I think it'd be lit.
I'm still here. John, check your messages right now. I just sent you the link to the show so we could have you on, so we could harass you.
Yes, you can show that. You show everything. I just looked at the private message
for him. Okay, so guys, as you already know, we're going to be spoiling shit. X-Men Red number 5 came out yesterday. For those who don't know, it's part 3 of the summer event called Judgment Day.
Yep.
It's pretty much a war between the X-Men and the Eternals, and the Avengers are in the middle. And it's something that.
So it's super lit, but yes. I still have to read Eternals, bro. I still have to read. Like I read like the first 2 issues, and I was just not sold. I was not sold. I was not sold, bro. I gotta still read. I Wikipedia for like context, but what up, boy?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, John.
How's it going?
Asking all those questions and making all those statements over there.
Yeah, so now I got you both on the show. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll come back. Yeah.
It definitely disappeared. But so yeah, dude, X-Men Red. So I read the last read the issue, right? Mm-hmm. One, Thanos' granddad is what is this guy on?
I don't know. Where
does his power scale come up? I'm like, you are different, bro. You are different.
So here's the thing about it, Greg. Because this is why you have to read.
I gotta read it, dude. It's
well, listen, but if anything, you have to read the one shot that he has called the
okay.
Heritage. So Thanos pretty much approaches him to get counsel. His name is Uranus the Undying. He's one of the very first Eternals, and he believes that all non-eternal life should be dead. So that means excess deviation needs to be dead. And the reason why he's called the Undying is because if they do try to kill him, like he has the armories, they're coded into his DNA, and they're gonna go off if he dies. So that's why they don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he has to be in the exclusion, which is where he's been for the last million years. John, did you read X-Men Red? Probably not.
No.
Oh my God. Jesus.
I have at least 7 titles that I'm backed up on, and that's being generous to myself.
That is definitely super generous, dude. It's super generous.
But you know what? And I gotta say this, it's fine because we are in the business of making our own comic books.
Yeah.
That takes.
I try not to read while I'm planning because I don't want to steal too much from others. Mm-hmm. And Greg knows this because we talk about it all the time. But if I start reading too much, then a lot of my ideas come off like paraphrased, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I'm good at taking an idea and being able to remix it how I need to, but I want to do more original to me, even if it's not like super original like someone's done before. I want it to come from an original place, and then I can read to see how they did it as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah,
I could totally get behind that. I remember when I first wrote Her like 6 years ago, and I was in my own zone. I had the books that I was researching, and a lot of friends of mine were saying, Malachi, you got to read Children of Blood and Bone. I said, I want to.
It's a good book.
And I'm sure it is. It has all the awards. They're developing like a show or a movie. I'm sure it is succulent, delicious, juicy, all that good shit. However, I don't need that in my ear as I'm writing, Her number 3, and so forth. So I totally understand by cutting out the outside noise.
Yeah.
When you want to focus on writing your own stories. So
I do the complete opposite. I will read everything, and I will just nitpick. Like and my phone is full of notes. Like what I didn't like, dislike, what I think someone would like about this. And I'm like, I'm not doing any of that shit. But these are like the core things I want to,
That's not bad though.
I definitely do every comic I read like 2-3 times. The first time, it's like when I watch movies. It's just to enjoy it. I don't care. I don't care if you like it or not. I just want to just read it or watch it, right? And after that, now it's Greg the critic. Like, all right, what's happening here? Why did that page go like this? That panel was kind of dirty. I will literally have notes on and that's just how I work. I definitely do just break out everything and then just building a new type of deal.
Yeah. And it works for Greg because
I'm a madman.
When he does usually come in with an idea, he's already thought about 10 steps ahead. Whereas I'm more of I start where I am, and then as I write, it develops further.
I mean,
I don't know, man. You're the same way with adult films, bro. After I do what I gotta do, I ain't even watch it no more, bro. I'm disgusted with myself. But I get you, fam. I get you.
Filth. We love it.
We do, but Greg usually plans before he starts to write, whereas I write, and then I let it, take me where it's going to go.
Okay. So, John, since we have you on the show, what more can you reveal about what's going to happen with Rising Eagle?
Only thing I can really reveal is that a lot of people often they ask questions and assume like we're making individual characters, like we're just putting out characters just because we write comics, but we're building a full universe. And much like the big two, we plan to do like something grand scheme with the universe. It's not just, we're writing to make good stories or we're writing because we enjoy it. We have multiple goals and stages already planned and already thought of, as far as the 4 characters you've seen and all the characters we have behind the scenes too.
Okay. Because, he was telling me earlier about, the upcoming crossover between Sergeant Soul and Showtime.
His happens. I'll tell you, there is a crossover in Showtime, like he said, and much later down the line there'll be a crossover into Sergeant Soul. So that's a little spoiler for you.
Is there?
Yeah. Okay. So, John, since I have you on the show, are we going to see more Connie? Is it Connie or Kane?
Tell him we dropping them heats, bro.
It's Connie, but yes, Connie is. I'm probably going to release her next issue before I release anything else personally. So the next thing you'll see with my name on it will be Connie for sure.
Okay. Thank you. So we do have the links in the comments section for those who are watching. We do...
Also, for anyone who's watching and wants to get started in the universe, I don't know if Greg mentioned, but we did just update the website.
We did.
RiseAndEagleComics.com. It lets you get to know us. Lets you you can shop there, and if you subscribe from the website, you actually get Sergeant Soul issue 1 for free.
Okay.
So it's a way to get people started. And then from there, you can click the links and go to the store. You can get Showtime, Connie, Legacy, everything you need from Rise and Eagle.
Okay. So my next question for you guys, and I realized that we're kind of like in the midpoint of the year.
Okay.
So are you guys planning on doing any future cons, whether it's local or...
Local cons we're always looking to get into. If anyone who's listening knows of something coming up, let us know. We're planning on being in a few pop-up shops. They're not necessarily cons, but there'll be opportunities for us to vend and have a table. And then we are, as a team, watching DreamCon.
Yeah, that's a big one we're aiming for.
That's our big one. We were looking at BlurCon as but right now we're having discussions as a team to decide if that's the right move for us.
Yeah.
Just because they have a lot going on, and we
got some baggage.
We value our image, and being small, we have to make sure that we make the right steps. And then we're trying to get into some of the bigger cons too, like New York. We applied to C2 every time they come here. So yeah, we're always on the lookout, trying to get into the bigger ones. It's just right now it's a matter of time. But next year our goal is to do at least 5 cons, with at least 3 of them being outside of Illinois.
Okay.
Trying to travel the city, baby. Trying to travel the city. Trying to travel out of here.
Yeah, people. They don't realize that when you go to a con, it's not just so much. Okay, I have a table and I'm walking around. It's like, no, you have to pay for the airfare. You have to procure the table. To just have like expenses set aside for for food, travel, whatever. So
you have to get the issues.
Yeah, and that could just be for just a local con that you're attending in town, let alone if you're going out of state and it's like, hey, I have this trunk load of shit and I don't know how I'm gonna get there. Like, it takes
seriously
time.
Yeah.
And once you get to the convention, you gotta account for it not being successful at that con and selling anything. You gotta account for losses. It's a lot being independent, but it's scared money don't make money. It's kind of something I learned. So if we're not willing to bet on ourselves, there's no reason for us to keep doing this.
Baltimore, okay, yeah, we can apply. I apply to that tonight.
Halloween weekend too. That's a good play. Thank you.
I'll apply to Baltimore tonight, and we can see if we can get in there.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, so my next question for y'all, and it's more so linked to pop culture and stuff. We'll have fun in the last couple of minutes. I'm going to ask both of you guys this question.
Okay.
So, Greg, who do you like better, Peter or Miles?
Miles, bro. Peter, my goat though, but Miles, like, hey, I'm Afro-Latino, man. Yeah. And the more I've seen him, he hasn't been written by a black person. Also, that would be the only character I'd write for Marvel is Miles Morales. I wouldn't write. Yeah, I would not write any other character if I had the opportunity to. But the more authentic he's slowly getting, it's the more like relatable, And I Miles Morales like still represents a lot of like my home. So yeah, it's definitely Miles for me, man. It's wet out here. It's wet out season.
And John, who's your favorite out of the two?
I'm a Miles fan too, but I'm not nearly as deep as Greg. I just like, you got to go with the black guy. Like everything in black. So, but no. My exposure to Miles right now has been only through movies and the Spider-Man games. So I'm still fairly new to him, but yeah, so far he's the one I'll rock with.
So I think for me, like, I love both characters. Like you, I'm not overly familiar with him. Like, I've seen him in a few issues here and there.
Yeah.
He was a champion. He was an Avenger for a bit. But I was raised with Peter Parker. That was probably my first, superhero aside from Storm that I loved. Like, I loved him before Storm. So that alone should tell you something.
Yeah.
I love his stuff. So for me, it's Peter, and it's not even a white or black thing. It's just because Peter, made me want to be a superhero when I was little.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
I agree. It's definitely the GOAT. Definitely the GOAT out of Marvel characters for me. So for sure.
All right. So my next question for you all. Oh, hold on. Let's see what Missy said. A lot of major comic writers agree there. That's true.
Right. I'm about to hit y'all with a GoFundMe, man. Go fund Rising Eagle Comics real quick.
Okay, what does Jay say?
This is why I set up the tables in the men's room. Everyone needs to watch that. Hey, you know what's crazy? That's not as wild as that sounds. It's not a bad idea.
We've talked
I
about
won't do that, but it's not a bad idea.
Like,
people don't be washing their hands, bro.
They don't. And
I don't know if I want to, do that, bro. Hand a comic and I get like monkeypox from the shit. Like I don't know if I want to, chance that.
So what's bothering me about the whole monkeypox thing? I get some shit is unavoidable. I get it. No one should be out there deliberately spreading an illness type thing. What irritates me is that people who are fully in the throes of this.
Let me go outside.
They are just hobnobbing with other people. And I'm like, excuse me.
I swear to God.
You should be self-quarantining, right?
Yeah. No, those people definitely.
You need to look in the mirror, bro, because this is not the move outside. It's not the play for you.
And I don't know about you guys, but it's been very muggy here in the DMV area. And I know we had a heat wave across the country, last week?
Like last week or something like that. So
you out there with this pepperoni face going on.
Monkeypoxed up on a Thursday.
And you're sweating and oozing?
Yeah.
And you're going to take a video of it so you can put on TikTok?
You gotta get TikTok famous, bro. Come on.
No.
It ain't worth it.
Like the pus is like exploding and they still get TikTok famous,
Yeah.
By any means. It's like the pink sauce lady, by any means.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I could be dating myself again because #old. Did you guys ever watch the movie Garbage Pail Kids?
I've heard of
that when I was a child. Like you lived through that like casually. So yeah, you probably have the best memory here for it, brother.
But you're right though. I think they had a character on it that had a facial situation like that.
Facial situation is the greatest description of something.
I'm trying to be nice. And I don't know if you guys remember Spaceballs.
I do.
Remember Pizza Face?
Yes. Exactly it out here. Exactly it out here, dude. Oh my God. I'm dead.
I can't. Yeah, so I don't know how we got monkeypox. But anyway, guys, we got to wrap this up.
All right.
My last question for y'all: where can we find you?
You can find us at Rising Eagle Comics. That's on Instagram, Facebook. We're gonna try to get more active on Twitter, guys. Don't trip. Yeah, I got to use my Twitter more for like not the reasons I use it for.
And then our website, risingnewcomics.com. My website has all the links you'll need to like our store for merch, for comic books. And then our links to everything are also on Facebook and IG. We got both our stores on there. So Facebook, IG, and then our website is our big three, I think.
And we're not famous yet, so you can always add me at Greg Porter on Facebook. I'm always like, it's just memes and my daughter, guys. It's all you'll really see on my Facebook. But you're more than welcome to add
you
me.
Can add Greg, and he'll connect you.
I'll do the vehicle, and then I got you guys.
All right, well, guys, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Greg, this was long in coming.
My boy.
It's good to see you again, even though it's been,
2 weeks.
I last saw you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, thanks again. We will have to do this again when you release the books later this year.
It is a clean ceiling.
Yeah, hit me. Yeah, hit me up so we can get you guys back on the show, and hopefully,
for sure.
And hopefully we can see you guys for the Baltimore Con in October. So
we're gonna do what we can, man. I appreciate you having us on, brother.
Appreciate it. Good to see you as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So everybody who are watching, thanks for
shout
engaging.
out to y'all too.
You guys made it fun, and I'll see you guys next month.
All right,
bro. I'll message you on the book, brother. Love.
Please do.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii in a perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom, clapped back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.